Hey there, it's Shar, your Health and Wellness Coordinator for Red Deer Catholic Regional Schools, and today is your Wellness Wednesday tip. I want to talk about using the foam roller. We use the foam roller for things like stress reduction. It helps to improve your flexibility and mobility. It can improve your circulation. It helps relieve exercise-related soreness, and it can also help prevent injuries. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you a quick little routine that you can do on that foam roller. And then I'm also going to show you how to use the foam roller for some core engagement as well. Lots of different types of foam rollers out there. I have a long one, but I also have a travel size one. So you can take that with you. There's lots of these around. And then this is called a tiger's tail, and I also use this for some sort of relieving exercise-related soreness. But I'm going to mainly focus on that long one, and if you have any more questions about the shorter ones or the travel ones or the tiger tail, just make sure you give me an email. So first off, what we're going to do is really start with that calf muscle. And when you're using that long foam roller, I just push that foam roller over to the side so I can put one foot down, and then just really focus on that one side. Now, people don't like the fact that you have to sometimes put weight into your wrists or hands, but you don't always have to do that. You can always get the benefit of just putting your bum down, putting your hands down, and rolling back and forth. What happens when you find a really kind of tight spot or sweet spot, you can hold there for no more than 20 seconds, and then they suggest that you move on. So you can stay there, you can even cross your foot over, put a little bit of pressure on that knot that you find. You can even point and flex your foot. You can saw side to side a little bit, and then you move on. All I do after that is slide it over to the other side, do the same thing. Then I work my way up. So from my calves, I go into my hamstrings. So again, you can do one hamstring at a time. You can do both on there at the same time, but that puts a little bit more pressure into your wrists. So you decide how that works best for you. Again, slide that long foam roller over to one side and focus on one area at a time. Okay, after I'm done my hamstrings, I work up into my glutes, and I'll sit on that foam roller. Kind of find sort of the squishiest part of your glutes, really, and that's the part that the fleshiest part of your glutes, and you want to work on that spot. And you can hold it there. Some people like to cross their leg over, right? You can also lean a little bit more into your IT band, so that tendon along the side of your leg. So you can work on that a little bit as well too. Just be a little bit careful, a little less pressure when you're working on that. So after my glutes, I move on to my quads. So when you're working and rolling out your quads, you can do different positions with your legs. I go parallel, so straight on, but I also rotate my feet open and roll on the foam roller that way with my feet in that lateral rotation. But I also point my toes in a little bit, so a little bit pigeon-toed. When you're working on those quads, you bring your forearms down to the floor, right? And you make nice long passes. So from just above the knee to just towards the hips, nice and slow. Then you can open up your toes. You can make your toes pigeon-toed if you want. One of the things you have to be careful with when foam rolling is you don't want to go too fast. It's just like when you have a massage and they go really, really fast. That hurts a little bit, so take your time, and then once those muscles loosen up a little bit, then you can increase the speed of that pass over that muscle. Another one that I really like is working on that inner thigh, groin area. You take that foam roller, push it down a little bit, lay sideways on that foam roller. This leg is at a 90-degree angle. Make sure that foam roller is way up here. Slide it down, and then you work right into that inner thigh, right to just before the knee. So nice and slow. Again, both sides you want to work. All right. So these are just the quick ones that I do before I go work out, or even when I have some soreness in my muscles. The other one I do is through those shoulder blades. So I lay on that foam roller right at the shoulder blades, put my hands behind my head, open up through those elbows, pull those elbows open, and then nice slow passes, kind of rolling out through that upper part of your back. All right, so those are kind of my go-to ones when I'm using the foam roller. Now the other piece of it, I said I was going to do some core engagement. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to really work that core. And you're gonna lay lengthwise on those long foam rollers. When your hands are wider, greater base of support. Bring your hands closer to that foam roller, it's a little bit more support. And then you're gonna bring one leg up into tabletop, press your lower back, press your entire back into that foam roller. Keep the core engaged, and then take the other leg to meet it. All right, now what you're gonna do is alternate one little toe touch down, nice and slow and controlled, then the other toe, right? Or you can try both. But the key here is that you don't want your back to come up off that foam roller. So make sure you only take that foot down as far as you can keep that back pressing gently against the foam roller. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Then we have a little bit of almost an oblique crunch here. So one knee comes in, the other side comes up, and extend that leg out. So come across on a diagonal a little bit. Make sure you don't bring that elbow around too far. Keep that elbow nice and wide. And then switch to the other side. Yeah, do about 10 to 12 repetitions. And those are just a couple of quick ways that you can use the foam roller for some core engagement. All right, I'll try and send out a little handout with this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me, and have a great Wednesday.